I need to learn how to edit videos for my YouTube channel, but I have to bear with me. I'm like old and I don't have any of my younger kids around that always teach me about technology. But anyways, I just wanted to say hello. I know my video that I started my YouTube channel with was a little like, I don't know, I don't know if anyone else knows anything else about what's going on. But I was just talking to one of my neighbors about the whole situation and everything, and we're talking about like our judicial system really, and he was like, they're supposed to protect and serve, but they don't, and they never will. It's just a mask. And I'm like, no, we're about to hang up that mask because we pay them a lot of, like, the government gets a lot of our money, a lot of it. Like, the more you have, the more they get, basically. And we have to hold them accountable as the people. We have to say, oh no, this is wrong. We have to call them on their crap. Like, when they're just like, whatever, we know our rights. I mean, a lot of us do. Some, I understand there's like a spectrum of people. Some people may not understand their rights. They never were taught, or they were taught the exact opposite. Like, for instance, will speak on this. I talked previously about how I'm a victim of identity theft. I'm a victim of a lot of crimes. Really, I'm a survivor. I'm not trying to take on the victim mentality, because I am powerful. I am a very powerful person. I'm strong. I've died and been revived. I've been through hell and back, and it wasn't my cross to carry. It wasn't, my wrath. And I wouldn't even call this God's wrath. Like, if it was to be put on someone else, it could be of God now because of who caused it to begin with. That's between them and God, because vengeance belongs to the Lord. But on the other hand, the judicial system, it has to work. Like, you still have to be held accountable. Like, God has his own way of kind of letting us know when we're messing up. But our judicial system has to work. It has to work whether it is me calling the police, or like Queen Elizabeth calling the police, or the guy that's on welfare because he lost his job through the pandemic and his wife died and he has 4 kids. No matter who it is that calls the police, they're supposed to do their job. They're supposed to follow the law. So what has happened with this whole thing with my 2 children that, I've raised, and I know they're mine, and I remember giving birth to them and everything like that. There's orders to protect the 2 girls and myself from this monster. There's more than one. Like, more than one jurisdiction was like, oh no, you're not gonna do this to these people. And when I called the police, they're just like, they don't care. I show them the order. So sometimes they act like they care, but they have no follow through. It's really like my 8-year-old said, I'm going to take away she said, I'm going to steal all their money and all their guns. I said, that sounds like a plan. Maybe that'll light a fire under their butt. But I don't like tell my kids to steal. So my 8-year-old obviously isn't going to be able to go confiscate guns and money from the police. But what an idea that would be, because they think it's over money, or it's power that's just stolen. Like, these people, they're just using our names and saying I'm this person or that person when they really weren't. They weren't who they said they were. And it's like a whole name thing. Like, it shouldn't matter what names are dropped. Call out to the police should be handled exactly the same for that situation in whatever home they're in. If they're in a mansion or they are at the public housing. So, like, it's just, our system needs restored. And I think that with all of these intelligent children, that right at the right age, or I've been having children apparently for more years than I even know about, and I'm 43. we can restore, we can retrain, we tell our investigators to stop interrupting people. We tell them to listen when someone's speaking, take notes while they're speaking, write down any questions they may have while the person's speaking, make sure they ask the right questions, that they're not trying to irritate people. You know, I've ever heard that song, On Your Last Breath, talking to investigators, you gotta breathe. Yeah, there's no reason why our federal government has confiscated drugs from people before. I even heard it before. They're like, oh, they said they found like 4 pounds, and they're like, how's that when I had 6? You know, they took the other 2 and redistributed it and tried to justify it like, oh, well, we're trying to catch bad guys with the other 2 pounds. No, you're just trying to be dirty. That's what it is, because you're trying to get the drugs off the street, but then you want to redistribute them. And then it even gets worse than that. It's like they're turning their heads to things like pedophilia, not cool. Domestic abuse, not cool. Domestic abuse, let me define that too before we get into the division part of it, because domestic abuse can be a man, a woman, a child, any part. Like it's not just men abusing women. What we're dealing with is actually an abusive woman that likes to dress up as a man. You know, she snuck her way into all of these government agencies without the credentials. She had someone's credentials, but they weren't hers. And has the ability to do all of these things. And that's not what our government was created for. Not to do evil, not to cover up things, for them to be able to say, well, that's not my problem. Well, guess what, guys? That all you guys that said that's not my problem, and you claim to be in law enforcement, that remember, that's your problem, is it wasn't your problem. Don't forget it wasn't your problem. Because now we don't care that you didn't care. We care that laws are going to be upheld. And when you are a member of law enforcement, not only do you have a duty to protect and serve, you have a duty to warn. Now you guys can explain all of those orders of protections that you never even informed me of. They one day they're like, oh, you've got like, I don't remember how many hundreds. They was just naming off names. Tell me how I have those, but I don't remember them ever giving them to me. I never appeared in a courthouse to press charges on anyone. And we have the Freedom of Information Act, and you didn't inform me. You showed me videos of things happening to me, but showed me no justice. Do you remember when it wasn't your problem? When you were told you can't help that person? If you were trained properly, you would know that you have to. It's not a matter of can you. It's you have the responsibility to. It becomes criminal when you do not. And I'm not angry. I'm just saying. It's just, we'll look out for our new generation. Because I met this guy about a month ago in Buffalo. And he said, I said, do we have any kids? He said, yeah. I said, well, how many? He said, a football team. And I said, which one? And he said, the Steelers. So we got the Bills, we got the Steelers. Watch out, because the world is about to get so much better. I don't want to hear all this talk where everybody's like, it's going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. I thought that for a while too. But if you read your Bible, there's a time of war and a time of peace. It says, I'll see the goodness of the Lord on the land of the living. Don't forget that. And Revelations comes after the first coming, after Jesus pops up and says, how many get to come with me today? Then comes Revelations. So and a lot are being revealed right now. And maybe, it's coming soon, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it's a new beginning. I think that we're going to see a lot of positive changes. We're going to see this division go away. Like, what's up with the division of the churches? This is how I feel about religion. I believe in God. I believe everything the Bible says. I believe that the Muslim version of the Bible is just the Bible in a different language. I believe all of the divisions, like what denomination are you? That's just the devil dividing us. So we all come together because if we all believe in God, does it matter? I'm Christian Catholic because my fake mommy always used to me, you could only be Christian or Catholic. But then I'm being baptized in every denomination. Like, but I can't be Catholic if I'm Christian. So we moved to a village and they had a Christian Catholic church. And they gave me a license to minister. And it was so beautiful. Like when they did, I love that church. We went there every Sunday, and it kind of introduced me to something different, but they had it right. Like, I loved a lot of the things about that church, but I've attended every like type of church, like Lutheran, Methodist, Pentecostal, Baptist, non-denominational, just where they're just like, well, we're just Christians. I just think we'd have to get rid of all this division and remember that the division was about race. I think we're past that. They still are trying to feed that fire because they want to keep us divided. But like this, like, okay, like these people aren't better. We think we're better than them because they have darker skin, but we go out and buy tanning beds or go out, like, just, I'm going to be light skinned, you know, like, it's just, or men and women first, they want to, but it's the woman's fault, you know, everybody's looking at their women in their life, like, are you the Jezebel? And then it's like the men, now it's the men. But, you know, it's like they want us to be divided, and we don't need to be. We need to be united. We need to see that there's just a little bit, there's pedophilia and jealousy that's causing these problems. One is jealous, and the other is, one's a jealous gold digger. Let's start there. One's a jealous gold digger that's broke. And the other one is broke too. Maybe indulges in pedophilia. If you listen to the lyrics of the song, I mean, I think the whole thing about the stepdad after 2005 and the lyrics came out about the child rape on Marshall CDs, she's blaming the stepfather. But what about this idea? She was the pedophile, and she liked to wear masks. I mean, these masks has been around forever. Remember dead presidents? Like, wow. And, you know, I was like, I've thought this idea in my head before, but I've never really, just like, are they masked? Like, how do they get masked like this? But you watch Robin Williams' show, Mrs. Doubtfire, or, what else? White Chicks? Is that what it's called? The Wayans brothers. Yeah. I mean, they have the ability to do all of these things. And, but we can't be divided. We have to, like, if someone's trying to stir up shit around you, just be like, leave. Like, leave. Like, save the freaking drama. Because this drama is for the birds. It's for the birds. All the arguments over nothing. Like, look at the extent of what is going on. As be like, am I going to choose this battle? Like, are we really talking about this? And have the nerve to say to these two women, Susan and Deborah, like, just the fact that you want to have this conversation is insulting. Or is that all you ever think about? Is it always about the money to you? Like, are you always, like, is it always about sex to you, Deborah? Like, you're always thinking about sex, like, constantly? Like, wow. Like, we're so opposite. And I don't even know how anyone can think about sex like this when people are running around masks. Like, I'm not not judgmental or anything like that, but I've never been the type of person to sleep around. And when they do choose to give myself to someone, I want to know what I'm dealing with. I don't want to be like Ford's Wet Spaghetti Noodle, where it says, have you ever gotten beaten by a wet spaghetti noodle because your girlfriend had a twin sister and you fucked around and fucked her dad? I'm not trying to fuck no one's dad, no one's husband, no one's son, or even my own, or my mother, or my mother-in-law. No, and I say that I am a widow. I'm not married, and I don't even know if I will ever get married again at this time. I have so many children to think about, and All of these problems I faced alone, it's just going to be real hard to convince me that there was ever a man around that cared. At this point, it's like, are there any men? Are the kings still out there? And if they are, like, what's up? Like, unlike that other one, I just don't ever really think about those things, and I like to chill with all you. Like, we should all like chill and discuss matters of the world. But that's about it. I don't know anything else that I want to say, except Susan and Deborah need to go to prison. I don't even care. You don't even have to tell me about Deborah, because she's really not even a part of my life. Like, there's no person in my life named Deborah Mathers. She's just been hanging out around my house, outside, in the walls, in the basement, in the attic. Thought I was losing my freaking mind. She's telling me she's Deborah Mathers, having arguments with some guy named Greg. Like, it was like just talking about really nasty things, and I'm like, okay, like, I've never been able to find her, so I'm just like, I'll just block it out, turn on the TV, like, I'm not going to talk about it, like, it just sounds crazy, and I've never seen her face for 30 years, I've been hearing this shit go on, and, then I've already posted about this. I was at one of my friend's house, and I heard the voice, and I'm like, what? And I walked out, and there she was, and guess what she was wearing? My face. So it's made a lot of things make more sense now. But yeah, be on the lookout. Like, it's just, the Susan Montgomery is like the face of this operation. That's the mask that they've been using. I don't even know if Susan Montgomery is still living or not. I haven't spoke to her in many years. The last time I was in conversation with her, when I was younger, she was very allergic to cats. Like, she would get hives just if she was at a place that a cat had been and wasn't even there anymore. She'd just break out with hives, and then all of a sudden, like, now she's like, she was thin and like beautiful, and then all of a sudden she's just like blew up, and now she's not allergic to cats, and really different, strange, odd behavior. So, but what she's doing isn't right. Like, she's running around trying to steal power that's not hers. She's running around. She dressed me up when I was a kid, gave me the okie doke drug while I was sleeping. I starred in movies, and I was also sexually molested. I was sold to people. I was married off to a lot of people. Don't wake up, don't remember it. It's wrong. It's pedophilia, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about her. Like, oh, she's a good mom, or as I'm saying, she wasn't a mom. She stole me from my mom. I just found that out. They told me that 6 years ago. Wait till you see your real mom. And then a few years ago, it was explained that she stole me from my real mom, and now I'm just coming to terms with it, because I really didn't want to believe it to begin with. And I'm sure there's a lot of that going around right now in our younger generations. So shout out to Susan. You've got to get out of our ear. Stop trying to control the police. You're not a police officer. Do you remember when you only just went to a technical school for like being a dental assistant? Do you remember that? So you're a dental assistant. So dental assistants, they don't deliver babies, right? They don't arrest people. They don't threaten the police. They don't put people to stand outside of a victim's house and send the police away when other people call police for them. Yeah. So, like, Mom, I'm good. I don't need a dental assistant. I don't need anything from you. I hear it in my head all the time. You're always like, I'm done. Thank God you promise. Because we should have already put you in prison. I should have been notified about it back in 2002 when you killed Adam. And you made it like public knowledge, common knowledge that this is what had happened. Everybody watched as you ran around and threw it in my face constantly, and as I humbly forgave you every time. So I don't want to hear about how she feels or what she's doing, because I've asked her to reach out to me. I've called her and I've said, hey, I just would like to get together, talk to you on the phone. She lives in Indiana. I'm in New York. Says, I have some unanswered questions with all of this being revealed to me. Obviously, I want to know how much. I want to hear from her what she did. and she hasn't called back. So, you know, I don't need her trying to control anyone in my life or even communicating with anyone in my life. So if you want to be in communication with her, then just stay away from me and mine. Stay out of my houses, my cars, everything. Like, seriously, it's very serious at this time. And yeah, I mean, it's a simple arrest. And then it's just so simple. Like, you catch her in crimes all the time. It's funny. I don't think it's funny. I've heard them sit around and tell you guys how they murdered this person or raped this one. Or they sit around and talk about these stories. To the point that she was even on The Secrets of Playboy. Remember The Secrets of Playboy with no pornography? Watch that series. Sandra Theodore. She was a Susan. She was also Hugh Hefner's boyfriend at the time that I was stolen from my biological mother. Yeah. So sit down and watch that. Like, watch how she says that Hugh, there was a Playboy that was living at the mansion, and she wasn't interested in Hugh sexually, and he had a key to all of their rooms, and he unlocked this girl's room, and she just stood there and watched as he raped her while she was asleep. Then she cries and says, "I'm sorry. I hope the girl doesn't know." That's her fault too. Like, my opinion, as it was probably her doing the raping with his face or something, but or maybe her and Debbie, I don't know. I'm not sure. But my opinion on that matter was she could have called the police. She could have pulled him off of the girl. There were things she could have done. She could have reported it way before. She's talking about this happened decades ago, and it's just now coming out on TV. But you realize you just admitted to a crime? You are an accessory because you didn't want to lose the money you were getting from being at the Playboy Mansion, or you didn't want to move out of the Playboy Mansion or whatever. It's not an excuse. That's not an excuse to just see that someone's purity is being taken from them and do nothing about it. But anyways, watch it. Secrets of Playboy. It's very enlightening onto this. Sandra Theodore, if you do see this, know I am just repeating what I saw on there. I did actually reach out to you on, I believe it was Facebook Messenger. I found you on Facebook after I watched the series. I sent you some questions I had for you, and I haven't heard back from you. So you want to clear up anything? Look me up on Instagram. Yeah, my profile picture is, what is it? It says, God knows your ultimate potential. God recognizes your ultimate potential. Yeah. It's Angela Gary. And anybody wants to talk or might have more information, I'm spending a lot of time alone, so open to chat.